My name's Alex, and I thought my life was ordinary. Remote job, lazy mornings with cold coffee, endless TikTok doom scrolling, and a girlfriend, Laura, who suddenly decided she was serious about fitness. But this wasn't normal fitness. This was midnight and 4 a.m. gym fitness. The kind that makes you question reality. Laura had never cared about working out before. Her idea of exercise was briskly walking to the microwave for a hot pocket. Yet now, she was disappearing into the night, armed with a suspiciously heavy gym bag, glowing sneakers, and a water bottle that smelled faintly like Axe body spray and crushed dreams. I noticed patterns almost immediately. She'd leave precisely at 4:12 a.m., when streetlights flickered lazily and the world smelled like wet asphalt and despair. Or at 11:59 p.m., when most humans were either asleep or binge-watching true crime documentaries in their underwear. I tried to rationalize. Maybe she's avoiding people. Maybe she's taking a private trainer session. My brain, however, refused calm. It went straight to worst-case scenarios. Maybe she's meeting Batman. Maybe she's secretly dating a vampire. Or a guy who communicates exclusively through TikTok dances. The following evening, curiosity and dread collided. I decided to follow her. I put on my least suspicious outfit, pajama pants, hoodie with the Cheeto stains of shame, and sneakers that squeak like a toddler in a toy store. I stepped outside, the chill of suburban America biting my ears, and kept a cautious distance. The street was quiet. Streetlights flickered. A raccoon stared at me like it knew all my sins. I moved like a cartoon character in slow motion, eyes wide, trying not to make a sound, my hands clutching my phone for light, proof, or possible recording. Laura walked like she owned the world, or at least the neon-lit streets leading to the gym. Her ponytail bounced with an almost comical perfection, too perfect. No one leaves a real workout looking like shampoo commercials and Instagram ads. My suspicion became certainty. Something strange was going on. Halfway there, I tripped over a garden gnome. It let out a sad, plastic squeak that sounded like judgment. I whispered apologies to the inanimate creature, hoping it wouldn't alert her to my presence. My cat, Mr. Pickles, might have been safer than me if he'd been here. By the time we reached the parking lot of the 24-hour gym, my heart was pounding. My legs shook. My brain looped absurd possibilities. Maybe she was attending secret late-night pole dancing classes for spies. Maybe she was negotiating treaties with someone in Lycra. Maybe she was just being human. But as she walked through the automatic doors, I noticed something else. A shadow moved behind the bright gym lights. Not the shadow of a dumbbell. Not the shadow of a treadmill. Another person. Male. Taller than me. Wearing a hoodie suspiciously like it had been stolen from a thrift shop. I crouched behind a hedge like a failed ninja. My thoughts raced. Do I confront them? Run away? Call 911? Make a TikTok about my trauma? The adrenaline hit every nerve. I felt shame, confusion, anger, and the tiniest spark of absurd humor. Because deep down, the scenario was already ridiculous. Late-night gyms, glowing sneakers, hedge-crouching, mysterious men, it was a meme waiting to happen. I exhaled slowly, hiding behind my foliage camouflage, ready to uncover the truth. Whatever was happening inside the gym, it was about to change everything. I stayed crouched behind the hedge for what felt like centuries, though in reality, it was probably just 7 minutes and 42 seconds. My heart pounded in a chaotic symphony, synced with the buzzing neon gym sign that flickered as if mocking me. I peeked through the tinted glass doors and immediately spotted her, Laura, stretching with the precision of a yoga instructor in a perfume commercial, ponytail glinting like a beacon of betrayal. But she wasn't alone. My brain refused to process this at first. Another figure appeared, a tall man, hoodie drawn up, moving with the grace of someone who had clearly been practicing this secret hobby for a long time. He handed her a water bottle. She laughed. Not just any laugh, but the kind of laugh that made you question your entire life, like a TikTok audio meme that you can't unhear. I stumbled backward, catching my foot on a rogue sprinkler. It sprayed me with cold, chlorinated water. My hoodie was soaked. My dignity? Half-drowned. My cat, Mr. Pickles, probably would have judged me if he weren't at home, smug and fluffy on the windowsill. I needed proof. Not just blurry memories. I inched closer, tiptoeing across the asphalt, dodging a rogue traffic cone that someone had left in the lot. My phone was in my hand, camera ready, recording this absurd theater. In my peripheral vision, a lamppost flickered. Was it signaling me? Was this some cosmic joke? I didn't care. I had to know. Through the gym's glass, I could see more, Laura and the mysterious man moving in coordinated ways, lifting dumbbells in a choreography that screamed intimacy disguised as fitness. At one point, he handed her a towel. She wiped her brow, but not without a playful glance. A glance that could shatter mountains. Or at least my ego. I crouched behind a trash bin that wobbled dangerously, nearly tipping over and alerting the entire parking lot. I whispered curses at inanimate objects. Why does every suburban hedge, bin, and gnome betray me in these critical moments? Then I noticed the strangest thing: scattered across the gym floor near the yoga mats were sticky notes. Not motivational quotes. No, these were oddly specific instructions: bench press together. High five after each set. Laugh like you're hiding a secret. My chest tightened. Rage. Confusion. Embarrassment. Shame. My brain tried to insert humor. This is like a meme. Alex versus the secret gym couple. Coming soon to a TikTok near you. But the humor was like laughing at a horror movie. I couldn't stop it, but it didn't heal the sting. At one point, the man handed her a protein bar. She ate it in slow motion, dramatically, while he flexed his biceps like he was auditioning for a fitness calendar. My inner monologue screamed, "Bro, this is not a rehearsal. This is real life. You're living inside a cursed Instagram reel." And then it hit me. Not just the betrayal, but the absurdity. Blanket forts, tacos, and rubber chickens were one thing. But this, choreographed, early morning, neon-lit, protein bar-fueled intimacy? That was peak meme. That was chaos. That was my life. I retreated, drenched and humiliated, my plan to confront or record temporarily replaced by the urgent need to breathe. My thoughts spun: do I run? Do I hide forever? Do I turn this into content and go viral like the absurd hero of my own tragedy? One thing was certain: whatever was happening inside that gym, it was absurd, slightly sexualized, and deeply humiliating, a perfect storm for emotional meltdown and meme-worthy chaos. The next morning, I couldn't sleep. My thoughts raced like a hamster on espresso. Every sound, the creak of the floorboards, the hum of the fridge, even a squirrel scratching at the fence, felt like a spoiler alert of the previous night's horror. My brain looped the images of Laura and the mysterious man doing synchronized dumbbell curls, high-fiving over protein bars, and laughing in ways that made me feel like a tragic cartoon character. I decided I had to confront her. But not like a normal person. No, that would be too boring. I staged the scene like I was filming an absurdist Netflix drama about betrayal in the suburbs. My living room became a chaotic theater, LED lights set to dramatic purple, empty Red Bull cans forming a perimeter like barricades, and my laptop open to her gym chat messages, the evidence framed like a cursed shrine. Laura walked in carrying her smoothie, completely unaware that the love of her life had turned into a half-drenched, Cheeto-stained, pajama-clad NPC ready to explode. She froze. Her eyes widened. I stood in the center of the room like a tragic meme protagonist, arms outstretched, channeling every TikTok POV story time I had ever watched. I didn't speak at first. I pointed, at the laptop, at my chest, then dramatically back at her. Then I fell backward onto the carpet, flailing like one of those inflatable tube men outside car dealerships. Glitter from my craft kit exploded around me as if mocking my life choices. Mr. Pickles, ever the judgmental cat, leapt onto the bookshelf and stared with disdain. Finally, I started narrating, loud and melodramatic. So basically, everyone, today I discovered that my girlfriend has been conducting secret gym rituals with another guy, and somehow, I'm the main character in this horrifyingly absurd TikTok horror comedy. Laura blinked. Confusion, disbelief, maybe even irritation. Perfect. Just what I needed. My inner monologue kicked into overdrive. Yes, this is peak meme. Yes, every motion, every fall, every glitter explosion is content gold. I tried to leave the room, dramatically, but destiny had other plans. My foot caught on a rogue yoga mat, I slipped, and landed face-first into a tower of Funko Pops. Baby Yoda, Spider-Man, and Dwight Schrute toppled over, silently judging me like tiny, plastic jury members. I staggered to my feet, arms raised like Moses parting the Red Sea, and proclaimed, "You have not just betrayed me, Laura. You betrayed the very essence of late-night gyms, protein bars, and synchronized dumbbell intimacy." At that moment, it hit me. This was absurd. This was humiliating. This was meme-worthy. The betrayal, the humiliation, the choreographed gym theatrics, it wasn't just pain anymore. It was content, it was chaos, it was virality waiting to happen. And so, drenched in sweat, glitter, and existential dread, I realized, confrontation was only the beginning. My meltdown was about to reach levels worthy of the internet's most absurd compilations. That night, sleep became impossible. My brain was a blender of humiliation, rage, and absurd comedy, churning images of Laura and the mysterious man doing synchronized deadlifts while I crouched in a hedge like a failed ninja. Every noise, the hum of the fridge, a distant car alarm, even Mr. Pickles knocking over a vase sounded like the universe laughing at me. I collapsed onto the couch, clutching my soaked hoodie like a life raft. I thought about every detail: the glitter, the protein bars, the sticky notes with choreographed instructions, the synchronized dumbbell high-fives. My emotions were a tangled mess of shame, anger, confusion, and a weird, creeping humor. The absurdity of it all made me laugh, then cry, then laugh again, trapped in a loop of tragicomic self-torment. By 2 a.m., I had embraced full clown mode. I donned my old prom suit jacket over my hoodie, grabbed a bag of Cheetos, and began reenacting the confrontation scene in slow motion, narrating every moment like a TikTok POV. Each glitter speck became a spotlight, every fallen Funko Pop a prop in my chaotic one-man show. Then it hit me, this humiliation could be transformed into content. My betrayal, absurd and slightly sexualized, could be a story millions would watch. I grabbed my phone, started recording, and staged the highlights, dramatic pointing at the laptop, my spectacular slip on the yoga mat, glitter explosions, and exaggerated despair on the carpet. I uploaded it as POV, your girlfriend has secret gym rituals with another guy. The response was instant. Comments flooded in. Bro really got betrayed with dumbbells and protein bars, face with tears of joy. The synchronized lifting, iconic loudly crying face. Main character energy unlocked, fire fire fire. In a strange way, the betrayal had gifted me something unexpected, virality. My humiliation had become entertainment. My absurd meltdown had turned into content gold. The pain, the shame, the choreographed gym intimacy, it was all part of a narrative the internet couldn't resist. And in the end, I realized this: life is unpredictable, people are absurd, and sometimes betrayal, as painful and ridiculous as it is, can be transformed into something powerful, your own viral legend. That's the end of this incredible story. Subscribe to the channel to see more interesting stories like this. Goodbye.